Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria. Today we are talking about the new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Libra. This is happening on the 2nd of October of 2024, and this will be an eclipse happening at 10 degrees of Libra, so it does have an association with Capricorn, and we do have some Saturn aspects here as well with this eclipse, but we'll talk about those. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the overall collective energy for this eclipse, and then we will pull cards for your individual sign. Make sure that you do watch your sun, moon, and rising sign. It's going to be important to get the big picture, but I'll put timestamps down below, and I will be posting this video in both the long form with all the signs timestamped down below, and I will also be posting it just cut up individually just for yours. So if you want to just see everything all in one place, I'll put the link to the big long video down below. Sometimes the shorter ones just helps you find it a little bit better. So October 2nd, 11:49 a.m. Pacific time. Adjust your calendar, adjust your clock for whatever time this is going to hit your personal time zone. And this is the 10th degree of Libra. So it does have associations with Capricorn energy, and we do right now have Pluto in Capricorn. So we'll talk about that one in a minute. This Libran eclipse is the last one we're going to have until 2033. Of course, we're going to have other eclipses, but not in Libra. So this is a very important eclipse to wrap things up, and which is a little bit contradictory because new moon eclipses, solar eclipses, are about new beginnings, a fresh start, making moves, right? But this one does have a link to the past. It's a south node eclipse. It has a link to our past lives, but also it's karmic. It also has links to past eclipses, especially the Libran eclipse, the solar eclipse that we had in the fall of 2023, so exactly a year ago. This can be where there's been something going on internally or externally, especially with relationships, where something has been playing out over the course of a year. And you might be making a very, very important decision at this time. Do we fix? Do we heal something? Do I want to move forward with this? Do I want this to blossom and grow, or am I done? Right? Some of you could be having breakups and shakeups at this time. And it can come about what seems to some people like being like quite suddenly, but for you, it might not actually be quite sudden. It may have been brewing for some time. So look back to the solar eclipse in Libra we had last year at this time and see what was going on. What have you been doing for the last year, and what is wrapping up now? Or of course, what are you breaking away from? Eclipses, of course, do bring sudden changes. They do bring surprises. They bring fated events. They bring the unexpected, and they can certainly bring endings and beginnings. And of course, we're in eclipse season. We've had our lunar eclipse already, September 17th. I'll put that video down below as well in case you haven't seen it. But that was in Pisces, and it was very intense, very emotional. And you're probably still feeling the energy, the after effects of that, right? And eclipse energy does last for about 6 months or so, can sometimes last a little bit longer if it's a bigger theme in your life, and sometimes things can last a little bit shorter, just depends what you've got going on. But this solar eclipse is like a new moon on steroids, so it is very strong, very powerful energy. So we do want to think about what we are leaving behind, or what we're willing to change, or what has to change so that we can restore balance and harmony in our lives. This eclipse does bring about Libran themes. And of course, Libra is ruled by Venus. So love and romance and the things that make us feel good. Venus energy brings us new beginnings. It can bring blossoming abundance in our lives. And it can also be where we do take pleasure in things, right? But Libra energy is relationship based. And so this is an eclipse where you're going to be looking at all the relationships in your life. The relationship you have with yourself, with your pets, with your family, with your friends, with your romantic partners, and also relationships from your past. Eclipses can bring things out of the woodwork, and they can bring things from your past. So you could have a friend pop in out of the blue. I've had three that people that I haven't seen or talked to since I was probably about like 13 years old, a very long time ago. And all of a sudden they're popping up out of the woodwork. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Right. So, it's very interesting what can come back into your life. Now, of course, yes, it can also bring about old romantic partners and things like that as well. But of course, it can sometimes be a second chance because maybe you missed an opportunity previously or the timing wasn't right or something. It can also be if someone's coming back in your life that maybe it's for that final closure that you need so you can finally break free once and for all and move forward and get on with your life, right? But it can bring second chances, right? So we can have some interesting things going on. Expect the unexpected when we've got eclipses, but change and transformation is the order of the day. This eclipse is going to be conjunct Mercury. So very communicative energy, very talkative energy. You might have a lot of big ideas going on. October 1st, so the day before we have this eclipse, we have a Mercury cazimi. And a cazimi is when the planet is so close to the sun, it's like in the heart of the sun. But what this does is it brings us information. We can have downloads coming in, like spiritual downloads coming in. We can have a revelation. We can have some information. You might stumble across some key piece of information that's like, whoa, mind-blowing. Someone might reveal something to you, right? You could, again, have like a huge idea that, oh my goodness, why didn't I think about this before? So something there can certainly go on October 1st, October 2nd. So something quite interesting for a lot of people, or maybe it's just a key piece of information that you need to make an important decision in your life, but certainly some spiritual energy that's going on there as well. We do have to very quickly touch on the retrogrades that are happening around this eclipse. Very important. All right. We do have October 5th. Mars enters shadow period. So it's preparing to go retrograde. It's not full retrograde until December 6th, but when Mars goes into shadow, this is bringing in retrograde energy. So October 5th, if you are an Aries, okay, this is going to very much impact you. Mars is your chart ruler. So you might find that you are slowing down a little bit. You might find that you're reflecting on things a little bit more. You may find that you have a little bit more control over situations rather than being impulsive and fiery. So it could be like kind of a very tempering energy there for you for that. But Mars will be in retrograde fully December 6th up to February 23rd. Keep an eye on February 2025. It's going to be a big deal, okay? Same thing with going into next eclipse season in the spring. There's going to be a lot of things that are connected to this eclipse. So you could have some recurring themes. You could have some things that come up multiple times. And you could, of course, have more than one opportunity, right? But you could be hitting some milestones here also. So it's very interesting energy that we've got going on. But February 2025 is going to be very interesting. And when Mars is retrograde, it starts in Leo and finishes in the sign of Cancer. So it does do like kind of a little bit of a traveling effect there. But there could be something that starts and something that ends, or it could be something that maybe you put on hold and then you pick it back up again. October 9th, we have Jupiter going retrograde. All right. And Jupiter will be retrograde until February 4th. So if you are ruled by Jupiter, so Sagittarius and Pisces, because Jupiter is your traditional ruler, you might be feeling these effects more than other people. We're all gonna feel it, but you guys are gonna feel it a little bit more. And so right up until February 4th, you might feel that instead of expanding, you're restricting. You might feel that something that is kind of been moving forward quite steadily kind of all of a sudden slows down a little bit. And it's not a bad thing. It's just that it could be a pause for a reason, like a pause for the cause. It could be that maybe it's so that you can pay more attention to detail with something, right? It could be that, quite often when the universe slows us down a little bit, it's to protect us from something, right? So, take the retrograde time and the slowdown and some energy to use it to your advantage. October 11th, Pluto goes direct. All right. And Pluto is retrograde right now in the sign of Capricorn. It's at the anaretic degree, 29th degree, now or never. You know, you might be feeling some pressure to get something done. So Pluto has been retrograde for a while. We've been in reflection. A lot of Pluto goes down into the underworld, goes to the shadow and brings something to the light. So there could be some revelations coming in. There could be some big ideas. It can also be where you've been reflecting on something for quite a while and now you're taking your power back, right? So Pluto brings change, transformations, endings, new beginnings, brings an evolutionary kind of energy, brings secrets to light. What is hidden is revealed, and it also focuses on, of course, wealth and power. So October 11th is when you might be supercharged to take some sort of action. So it's again a little bit of contradictory energy, because usually when we got these big retrogrades, it is slowing us down. But because Pluto is direct, this is a big deal. It's the last time it's ever going to be in Capricorn, right? In November, it goes back to Aquarius, where it'll stay for 20 years. And so this can be, a time when instead of we're being calm and reflective, we're bursting forward and bursting free. So big breakthrough kind of moment for us all. So we've got a lot of contradictory energy going on. So, stay grounded, find your balance, right, Libra? It's going to be important to connect with nature. Venus, right, can go outside. Just try and find a little bit of space each day just for yourself, right? So that we can navigate this energy that we've got going on, with crazy things going on in the skies. But we will get through it. But very important time, collectively and individually, of change and transformation in our lives. So we're now going to pull some cards for each individual sign. Your sign is linked down below. If you do enjoy my content, do enjoy the video, please do quickly give it a like there. I truly appreciate that. It does help my video get seen, and it lets me know that you resonate with the readings as well. So check out your timestamps. If this is your shorter form version, then we're just going to get right into your sign right now. Thank you guys for watching. Hello there, Pisces, and welcome to your solar eclipse in Libra reading. Now, this is very dark and mysterious for you guys, or very deep and mysterious, I should say. This is happening in your 8th house, and this is ruled by Pluto. So we're really going to want to pay attention for you what Pluto is doing, okay? So you're going to have kind of like the calm before the storm. You might feel right now that you've been kind of a little bit stuck, or maybe you haven't. You've kind of been doing a little bit of a personal deep dive, and you are about to have a big shift in your energy and a forward momentum coming in here. The 8th house is about birth, death, transformation, a little bit of a mystery. So there could be something mysterious, something hidden that comes to light, but there could also be solving a mystery here too with this energy. So that can be really quite intriguing. The 8th house has to do with shared assets, whether it's money or property, the things that we share with other people. And so there could be something significant that's changing in that regard for you. Okay, whether you're newly going to share something with someone or whether you're breaking free from that. This can be, of course, about your joint finances and money. So some of you, because we're in Libra season, relationships. So your relationship with money, but also your relationship with other people may have an effect on your money. So you could be moving in with a significant other, let's say, and this is where maybe you now join your finances together, right? Or you decide that we're going to share responsibilities, share the bills equally, whatever that looks like to you, but we're going to maintain our separate bank accounts. So you might be doing something a little bit not so much unconventional anymore, but a little bit, to kind of keep your own power over your own money, right? Remember, Pluto is power and Pluto rules wealth. So, you don't want to give all your power away necessarily. So yeah, you could be sharing resources, sharing your money, sharing your responsibilities with your bills and things like that, but also having that kind of dual aspect there a little bit, and keeping the rest of your money to yourself, and not having just this one joint bank account where all the money goes in there. Some of you could be taking out a loan, but you could also be paying off a loan. Remember this, the solar eclipse, This new moon does bring an energy of new, but it also brings energy of wrapping up the old, right? Closing a chapter, closing something down, seeing something through to the end. So if you are, paying off loans and hopefully becoming debt free, congratulations for that. We could also, of course, get inheritances with the 8th house because it does have to do with births and deaths, unfortunately. But sometimes those inheritances can be a living inheritance as well. So something could get handed to you, handed down to you. With all of this energy. But whatever is happening, Pluto is playing a key role, okay? And this can be quite significant for you and can be opening some interesting doors and also closing those chapters. We have create here for you. Remember, you can create the life that you want. If you want to see change, be the change that you want to create in your life. Be the change that you want to see in this world. Creation is the basis of manifestation. And so because you've embraced some creative vibes, some energy there, you could have something coming to fruition for you at this time. You might also just be feeling a little bit more creative because the 8th house, it is ruled by Pluto, but it carries a Scorpio energy with it. And, so this can be where you are feeling like maybe you want to beautify your environment in some way. Like quite a lot of Scorpios, they're not just spiritual, deep and mysterious, but a lot of them also really are very talented with like art and things like that. So maybe you want to paint your walls, or you get creative with your living space or something. Maybe you do have like some hidden talents, right? What is hidden in the 8th house. And so maybe you do have some hidden talents and you are a creative sign anyway, right? So get out that paintbrush, paint your walls, get out the canvas, paint something that, speaks to you, something from your heart. You just never know what hidden talents that you may tap into when you actually just try, right? So it could be something very interesting coming in there for you guys. But ultimately, creative energy is flowing all around you. So it's going to be really interesting for you guys. And of course, you have a huge dual flavor, if you will, of endings and new beginnings, because of course the lunar eclipse that we had in your sign just 2 short weeks ago, which we're still feeling the energy from, and we will for a while. It's a big heavy hitter, right? That lunar eclipse should technically be endings, but it was really focused on more new beginnings. This one and a new chapter, right? Because we started this eclipse cycle in your sign, right? So it's a 2.5 year or so chapter that is started, a new storyline. But this one here, this Libra solar eclipse, we're closing out the Libran eclipses, right? We won't see those for like another 9 years. So this new moon, new beginnings, right, does carry that flavor of closure and completion. So it's a very interesting energy, and you are very much a key player in these eclipses. So more significant for you than you're going to feel this energy a little stronger than others will. But we've got the 10 of Wands here. Hopefully that's coming to an end. We've got the King of Wands in reverse. And we've got the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. Some of you have a breakup coming in here, but it's been a burden on you. So you could be leaving a job. You could be leaving a relationship. Whatever it is that you are perhaps letting go of, the 10 of Wands, it's been weighing heavily on you. It's been a difficult journey. It's probably had its exciting moments, but ultimately it may be something like a one-sided relationship. The 10 of Wands is about carrying all the responsibilities, all of the burdens on your shoulders. Think of, Atlas, right, holding up the globe, and that's what that 10 of Wands feel like. Great for a couple of minutes, really hard for a lifetime. So in that 10 of Wands, we, number one, never give up, but we're done with however something has been going right now. And something has to change, or it's going to be like the straw that broke the camel's back. And we do have the King of Wands in reverse. All right. So this can indicate that a connection, a relationship with something or somebody has become so difficult that you feel like you're forever walking. Sorry about that, camera cut off, where you feel like you're walking on eggshells with this person. So if something's got to give. So if something doesn't change, or if we don't resolve the situation, if we don't find a more balanced way to, cohabitate or to deal with each other, then, there is an energy here of independence. All right. Because we do have the Nine of Pentacles, which is a very independent energy, right? So, and a successful, abundant independence as well. So this may be where, you might be good with something coming to an end. This could be that you're getting closure with something from your past as well. And this is this reflection and this recognition that you've been hanging on to something that you don't want to carry forward with you into the future. This brings you into an energy of, I'm strong, I'm confident, I'm successful, I'm awesome, right? And so sometimes we do kind of need to go into that reflective, darker energy in order to see the potential, to see the possibilities, and to see the light on the other side. But we do have the Nine of Pentacles, which does indicate success. And it's success because you took charge, success because you did something about your situation to right a wrong, to resolve something here with the Ten of Wands, right? Or you're standing in your own personal power, because the Ten of Wands reminds us about putting up the boundaries in our life as well. So this could be those things where maybe perhaps in the past you've been a people pleaser and you've always said yes, even though it's a burden on you, right? And now, because maybe King of Wands in reverse has been your energy, a lack of confidence, right? And we all get in people pleasing mode at some point, right? Sometimes it's just a temporary thing and we're like, okay, you know what? We're just going to do this because it's just, it's just easier to do it this way for now. We'll do something different down the road. Right. But, sometimes it's like a lifelong thing. And, so this can be where, that there's things that you should say no to, and there's boundaries that you should create or enforce. Right. But the King of Wands, lack of confidence, perhaps. Right. And so, this ultimately makes you angry. King of Wands in reverse, angry, right? And so this makes you angry and, but yet maybe you feel stuck in this little cycle. Well, the Nine of Pentacles is breaking away from that, right? And it's like, I'm going to say yes when I should say yes, or when I can take on the responsibility and take on the burden. But ultimately, I'm not just going to say yes all the time. I'm going to enforce my boundaries and I'm going to do what is right for me, which doesn't mean closing people off permanently, but it does mean saying yes sometimes and no sometimes, right? But the Nine of Pentacles can certainly be after a period of hardship. There could be something here that is really wonderful for you. You could have something that's coming to fruition for you. The Nine of Pentacles is success and abundance, and it's feeling good about ourselves. And it's also about doing something nice for ourselves. We feel like we're in the lap of luxury when we're in the Nine of Pentacles, and nothing is going to get us down from this energy. So it may be that there's some very significant shifts for you, whether it's in your money, your career, your relationships, or just something inside of you. And this is really putting a very positive light on this energy. So, you don't have coming out in your cards, you don't have any massive shifts coming out here. It's all very much kind of in your control for the most part here. So, it does feel like Nine of Pentacles, I've taken control. I'm not going to let things control me. I'm going to control my situation, and I have more power than I have previously given myself credit for. And so this can be something that has been going on for quite some time, and now you're really, really in a good place. But the Nine of Pentacles, remember, the 8th house can be about shared assets. It can be about inheritances and things. So there's some of you out there that could actually be stepping into a windfall at some point. Hopefully it's like, something where it's like a living inheritance or something like that, a little bit easier to deal with in that respect. But there could be a windfall, some money at some point for some of you. So very interesting energies that are coming in there for you guys. All right. But let's grab another card and let's see, thank you very much, what your final message is for you. 444. I am protected. Now, I love fours. Four is my favorite number. 4 is foundation, stability, security in our lives. 4 is the astrological house number 4. Fourth house is about your home and your family and, the people that you deal with in your life and all of that kind of stuff, right? But it is ultimately about creating the foundation, right? So 4 is a very stable number. So 444. Trust your journey, trust the way your life unfolds, and trust that you are where you need to be at the present moment. I am protected. So trust in the foundation that you've built. Trust in the life that you're leading. Trust in the decisions that you're making, even if they're very difficult ones. Trust in your ability to establish and maintain boundaries. Trust in your ability to create the change that you want to create in your life. And ultimately, trust yourself that you're always on the right track and you're always exactly where you're meant to be. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. I hope there was something here for you. So please like, share, subscribe. I hope you guys have a wonderful eclipse. I'm sorry about the little blip there in the middle. I thought my camera was plugged in, but turns out one of my cats had unplugged it. So anyways, but I hope you guys have a wonderful eclipse and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.